Hello Facebook. This is Chris Pickard, Director of Body in Balance in Hertfordshire, and today's health topic is blood pressure, more specifically high blood pressure. So many people have high blood pressure and so many people are on medication for it, and a lot of people, when they're on the medication, it doesn't actually lower the blood pressure at all. Some of them it does. So what are the benefits of lowering blood pressure with medication? Well, the supposed benefits are to decrease things like stroke and basically heart problems in general, and a number of other damaging things. When the blood pressure is too high, it can damage the eyes, it can damage blood vessels, it can do all sorts of things. But very few people have actually investigated the effects of taking blood pressure pills and actually your lifespan. Yes, it may actually decrease strokes and some other problems, but does it actually have an effect on how long you'll really live? And I've only seen one study, and it showed that you can expect to live another 2 weeks. Now, of course, that extra 2 weeks at the end is going to mean something to you. But 2 weeks, that doesn't seem very much for the millions and millions, billions that are spent on blood pressure and treating blood pressure. And this is because blood pressure itself, it has a cause. And blood pressure pills don't treat the cause. They just dampen and squash what your own body is trying to do. And your body tries to do things for a reason. And the real trick with blood pressure is to actually try and find out what is causing your high blood pressure. So let's have a look at some causes of blood pressure. Okay, and then we're going to go into the test that your doctor should do when they take your blood pressure before they give you a pill. Okay, so blood pressure, let's look at something very commonly never checked for, okay, and that's magnesium levels. Magnesium is something that you need to both contract muscles and also to relax them. And a lot of stress decreases magnesium. And so as you get more stressed, magnesium levels can plummet and it can cause high blood pressure. So one thing that can actually sort out your high blood pressure is basically getting more magnesium into your body again. And that of course brings me straight on to, now I've got to try and write backwards again because I'm on Facebook. Stress. Stress itself can cause high blood pressure. Why does stress cause high blood pressure? Because it comes from the fight or flight reflex when we've got to either run away from something or fight something. So the blood pressure goes up in order to force more blood through our system, to get more nutrients, to get more oxygen to the muscles where they're needed to fight or run away. And the trouble with today's society is we have chronic low levels of stress all the time. We're only meant to have levels of stress, twice a month maybe. That's what we're designed to cope with. Yet so many people are under stress all the time, every single day. So stress is getting turned on all of the time, and then it depletes magnesium, it depletes B vitamins, depletes methyl groups, and then you can't turn stress off. So stress is permanently switched on. And the thing with medication is it doesn't switch the stress off. It doesn't actually change the triggers in your body. It doesn't change how you're reacting to the world. It just changes the end product. In the meantime, stress is causing more and more problems in your body. So you have to actually go after the stresses themselves. Find out to change ways how you respond to them, and see if there's any way you can change your lifestyle. Because for a lot of people, it's actually the lifestyle itself. It's not so much the situation, it's the fact that you're not doing things to turn stress off. You're not finding time for yourself. You're not exercising. Exercise is what burns off all of your stress molecules, all your stress hormones, and resets your body. So not moving enough is a big cause of stress and high blood pressure. And then your diet, what you eat, has a huge effect on your stress and on your blood vessels as well. So you must eat healthy food. If you eat lots of sugar, for instance, it really constricts your blood vessels. And as your blood vessels are constricted, your blood pressure goes up. And we're not just talking about sweets and cakes. We're talking about pasta, carbohydrates, rice, potatoes. More people have a heart attack following a carbohydrate meal than they do having a fatty meal. So that's basically, having pasta is worse for your heart than having a full English breakfast. It's worse for blood pressure, that's for certain. Whereas when you eat a lot of really good high quality fats and you have no sugar, your arteries actually dilate and you get lower blood pressure. So what else can you do? What else can you do? Another problem is low levels of NO, nitric oxide. Have I got that right around? I've got the wrong way around there, look at that. Okay. Nitric oxide, it's the stuff that causes explosions in dynamite, but it actually has fantastic uses in our body as well. Again, it helps dilate blood vessels, bring down blood pressure. Nitric oxide is also very good for the brain. It helps sleep, it helps energy production as well. So you can actually get up and move more when you have more nitric oxide in your body. I did some videos about how to boost nitric oxide with exercise. I've got a video on what supplements you can take to improve nitric oxide. I'll put a link to the website for that one actually. So nitric oxide is really good because it can lower blood pressure and it actually also lowers stress hormones in your body. It has a whole range of effects on the body, nitric oxide. Hello Kathy, hello Hans, hello Suman, hello James. So you've got magnesium, nitric oxide, stress, of course, and then there's something else, okay, CoQ10, and this is what I often get people with high blood pressure to start taking, coenzyme Q10. There's only been one study that I've seen on this. They took a group of people with high blood pressure and they gave them all coenzyme Q10. I think they started off with 60 milligrams a day. And then after a week or so, some people's blood pressure started coming down and they increased the dose. And I think over a 6-month period, they got up to about 600 milligrams a day for some people. But by the end of the 6 months and getting up to 600 milligrams for some people, 95% of people were able to come off of their medication. So why was this? Well, coenzyme Q10 is needed for all your cells to make energy. And if you can't make energy, your whole system stresses, all kinds of things stop working in your body. And for whatever reason, coenzyme Q10 seems to be very, very much needed for your arteries to dilate, basically, for your heart to beat properly as well. If you haven't got enough coenzyme Q10, your heart can't beat properly. And this is one of the things that can cause high blood pressure. And yet, a lot of blood pressure medication, one of the things it does is it actually strips coenzyme Q10 from the body. So paradoxically, the more blood pressure pills you take, the lower your coenzyme Q10 levels will get, which can then cause more blood pressure, which means more pills are needed to have the same effect, which actually then make it worse. Hello, Helen. So if you are on blood pressure medication, you can safely take magnesium because your blood pressure is not going to just suddenly plummet. You can safely take nitric oxide boosting supplements and do nitric oxide boosting exercises. You can safely take coenzyme Q10 and you can monitor your blood pressure. But here's something that you should get checked straight. Actually, there's one other thing actually that can cause a lot of blood pressure because it causes a lot of stress, is quite simply a tight neck. Something as simple as regular neck massage, regular chiropractic or osteopathy can actually decrease tension in your body and cause a lowering of blood pressure. Doesn't happen all the time, but a neck problem is another cause of high blood pressure. So unless your doctor's checked your neck before putting you on pills, don't take the pills. Ask him to check your neck. Ask him to refer you to someone who can actually check your neck properly. Make sure you get these tests done. But there's something else that should be done as well, because your blood pressure is controlled at the end of the day by your nervous system. It's not controlled by circulating hormones. It's not your blood pressure isn't controlled by something that your brain releases to go into your bloodstream. This is how drugs are working, through the bloodstream and then acting on your nervous system. Your blood pressure is controlled directly by your nervous system, and your nervous system can work differently left to right. So you can actually have high blood pressure on one side, but normal blood pressure on the other. And there's no drug that can just lower it on one side. And so doctors don't test both sides because there's no drug that can sort that problem out. So if you have your blood pressure checked, make sure you get it checked in the other arm as well. Because if the other arm is normal or low and you're given a blood pressure medication, you're going to be far worse off, because it's just going to cause something that's out of balance. It's going to basically cause more stress on your system, more problems on your body, especially because blood pressure medication will actually start causing problems with coenzyme Q10, which then causes problems with energy production and can cause other problems. Again, blood pressure medication can actually aggravate diabetes and bring diabetes on. Diabetes drugs can actually bring blood pressure problems on. It keeps on going round. Whatever problem you have, really try and find the cause, okay? Look at your nutrition, get your neck checked, go to a chiropractor, osteopath, at least get a neck massage, and then recheck your blood pressure about half an hour later, okay? And yeah, go to the website, go to the nitric oxide boosting supplements page and look at the nitric oxide boosting exercises as well. Takes you about 2 or 3 minutes. And if you do them regularly, you're going to boost this, and it's going to have a dramatic effect on stress as well as blood pressure over time. And you're going to feel great for doing them as well. Okay, live long and prosper, everyone. And if you have any questions, if you'd like me to check out your neck, if you'd like me to look at your blood pressure properly, then please give the clinic a call on 01707 662 704. Suman has a question here. Dad has Parkinson's. His blood pressure differs it enough that he was investigated for subclavian still syndrome. Didn't realize it could be the yeah, exactly. Yep, you can have an abnormality in the arteries around one side, which can cause blood pressure different side to side, but it can be the central nervous system, and you have to stimulate one side of the body to rebalance the brain. Okay, thank you very much for watching, everyone. And yeah, if you'd like me to talk about a specific health subject next week, then leave a message, let me know, and that's what I'll speak about for next Wellness Wednesday.